I'm here with Coach Lee, head coach of the Bullis High School, at another meet, another season. But before we talk about this year, we gotta do a rewind of last year. So last year, the world got to know about Bullis, but Bullis has been around for a long time, successfully. Tell me some of the characteristics that you instill in your athletes to give them that level of success year after year.
I think, like most coaches, we try to emphasize, hard work, character first, making sure that they're good people and not just trying to be good athletes. Because, how it is. I mean, even look at yourself. You can go and have success in high school and college and even pro. And then after that, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
Your character and your hard work really are going to take you there. So we instill that. We also still, big family and team support and unity. And we're big on that. We want to make sure that we have a healthy training environment so that, kids can perform better. And I believe that healthy training environments produce faster athletes.
I agree more.
Yeah. So those are some of the things we do. And then last but not least for us, we have a lot of fun, man.
Yeah.
Like we're always joking and doing things crazy. I mean, we even do things just off the wall and just that are out of the ordinary. Like we came up last year, speaking of last year, we did a scavenger hunt in the mall. It was crazy.
That's cool. That's cool.
It was a lot of fun. We did like team competition with it. We do a lot of stuff like that, and we try to keep it fun because it's a long season and it's not an easy sport.
That's true, and you got to be relaxed to be that good. You don't want to be tense all the time. So last year, you had an athlete make it to the pinnacle of the sport at the Olympics. But prior to that, a lot of athletes who are in high school aren't thinking that. Mindset is very important. Do all your athletes think they could make it to the Olympics, or do they have to get some signs first?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even with Quincy, we didn't, that wasn't the goal at the beginning of the season, right? It was just like, hey, let's set our goals out and do our best, and we'll basically play the chips wherever they fall.
Yeah.
His happened to fall at indoors he ran 45.7, and in outdoors he came out and ran 45.1, which qualified him for the Olympic trials. But our main thing was not trying to go after that. It's like, are you ready? Are you prepared? Mentally, emotionally, just academically, all those things are first for us at Bullis, and then we want to make sure that we want to make sure that we're doing these things consistently, and then we add those other elements in later. So those things set up for him, but we don't. In terms of your question, we don't put any limits on our athletes.
Yeah.
So any athlete can achieve anything if they give their best effort, I believe. Because mindset, I love what you said. I like myself to being a mindset coach.
Yeah.
Because one of my coaches very early on told me track is 85% mental.
True.
And when he said that, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Now I get it.
Exactly.
Because if I'm out of the race before I step on the line, then you're finished. But there are other things that you can foster, and you can encourage kids just from a mental preparation standpoint that'll help with performance. So we try to do that for everybody, and the sky's the limit.
Exactly. I mean, they have seen that your teammate did it. You're like, hey, I must be able to do it too.
Right. Why not me?
Exactly.
Right?
Why not me? And you're at a very important point in their life as their mentor, right? From high school to college. That's pretty important, helping them guide the steps. When you're looking at an athlete and you're seeing their abilities, what type of things are you telling them in regards to the next step, picking what school they're going to go to, like helping them, guide them towards what major they want to do, things outside of track and field?
Yeah, so track and field, the sport is even evolving from when I ran and when you ran, even now, because it's, there's all this NIL and all this other kind of stuff in there, and even things are changed with the portal and stuff like that. So I want them to understand that, you're your best advocate, so you need to make sure that you're advocating for yourself. And in this process of college selection, you have to make sure that you're on an interview too. They're interviewing you, but you got to interview them.
Exactly.
Right?
That is true.
Because every place is not the best fit for everybody. Yep. So I think things like your coaching style, takes into account personality, the dynamics of the team, the major that you're choosing. Will you enjoy staying at the school if the coach leaves, or are you just going particularly to be with that coach, which is fine if that's what you want, because in some athletes they decide maybe to leave with their coach if that happens. That's true, yeah. But the main thing is fit, and because there are plenty of schools out there who do a phenomenal job, but everybody is not a best fit for every athlete or every coach.
Yeah.
So I really want them to make sure that they know that this is a good fit, not just by what you hear, but by what you experience on a personal level.
That's great to have someone tell you that. A lot of kids don't have that guidance, but you can tell the kids at Bullis, they have that guidance to help them select the next thing. So you've been doing indoor for years, but this is probably one of the first indoor meet where you're facing Jamaican schools this early in the year. What's that competition like? I mean, last year I noticed pen relays, the last couple of years that rivalry has been building up. Now indoors, you get to see them a little bit earlier. What's that been like at this meet?
I hate it. I hate seeing them this early. It just drives me crazy. It gives me nightmares. No, it's fun. The funny thing is, I was telling this to a coach in another sport. Like, our sport is very different. We're not like, football or basketball, where these big rivalries where you don't speak to each other, you hate each other, and, but we're high-fiving and encouraging each other all the way through. Not just the athletes, but the coaches as well. I give Corey a hard time from Heidel and Calabar, but he's a phenomenal coach. I say, listen, you come here every year, you set me up. We're not here, but we down at the other meet, he came and we would beat them indoors, and they come and beat us outdoors at Penn Relay. So I was like, you setting me up. I was like, I'm not falling for it this year. I'm not falling for it, but we're having fun, and the kids see that. So, I enjoy seeing the Jamaican teams here. I think it's a good thing for the kids at Jamaica to come here, because if you're going to college and university, you're going to have to know how to run on that bank track. You're going to have to. And I'm watching some of them, and they're getting used to it. They're getting comfortable with it, because the 200 especially is very different indoors than it is outdoors, as well as the 4. So that's good for the sport. I love it. We're going to continue to do this. We love this meet. Sanjay's done a phenomenal job with the meet. First time out, it's got great attendance. The fans have been great. So we're going to continue to come and support it. But I love seeing the Jamaicans, because one of the things about Jamaica, and this obviously, is there's a healthy love for the sport. And if you are running well, it doesn't matter who you're for or where you're from, they're going to cheer for you.
That's true,
That's what happened even at Penn's last year. Quincy's running and he's on 44 pace. They're cheering for him to come on. They're cheering as if he were one of their own. He's not, but, they're cheering like this. And because it's one big, the community of track and field is full of love. And I'm excited to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's for sure. Hey, looking forward to our Pen Relays again. It's gonna be a fight down there in on Franklin Field.
I hope not. I hope it's
not a physical fight.
No, I didn't mean that. I hope we win by 100 meters.
Hey,
it's too much stress. Every year it's a stress. Whether it be somebody falling like happened last year,
crazy
or coming up to the end, and no, it's fun and I love it. We know that all the Jamaican teams will be ready, and what we try to do is one of the few American teams that are in it that can compete with the Jamaicans is we want to represent well. So we'll be ready. And I just love the fact that, we do it every year. And, whenever I stop this thing, I'm going to still be cheering the fans. And I'm giving the Jamaican fans a hard time saying USA, USA.
Exactly.
But it's all good fun.
Hey, sounds good. Coach, looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing you for the rest of the season. I'm sure we'll be talking again.
Yeah, man. And you're doing a great job, by the way. I've been following, I've been watching, man. Keep up the great work. And thanks for what you're doing for the sport, man.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, bro.
All right.